All right, today we're diving into a white paper that asks a really, really big question. What if we could just rebuild our economy from the ground up? I'm talking about a concept called the sovereign network. And get this, it's not just another app or some new crypto coin. Nope, it's a full-blown blueprint for a brand new economic operating system, one that's designed to serve people, not just profits. And that's really the starting point for this whole thing, that one powerful question. See, instead of just trying to put band-aids on our current systems, the authors are asking us to take a huge step back. And imagine, what if we built a new one from scratch? One where human well-being wasn't an afterthought, but the entire point. Yeah, according to them, the problem we're facing isn't just some minor bug in the software. It's a deep, fundamental flaw in the operating system's design. And this quote really gets to the heart of their diagnosis. Our current system is basically hardwired to concentrate wealth, leaving billions of people behind. And that diagnosis, well, it leads to a pretty radical prescription for a new system. So, okay, what exactly are these big flaws they're talking about? Before we jump into their wild solution, let's first break down the 4 key problems the sovereign network says we need to fix. So the paper really zeroes in on 4 things. First up, wealth just gets stuck at the top, right? It doesn't circulate. Second, the ways we try to fix that, with welfare and stuff, are often super inefficient and sometimes even corrupt. Third, and this is a big one for today, all these amazing new technologies like AI and blockchain, they're often being used to just make the powerful even more powerful. And finally, there's this built-in conflict. What's actually good for humanity isn't always what makes the most money. So to tackle problems this big, the authors say we can't just tinker around the edges with small policy changes. Nah, they're proposing a complete and total overhaul, a brand new economic operating system built from the ground up on a completely different set of rules. And this right here, this is its mission statement in a nutshell. The key word to focus on is the purpose. The whole idea is to shift from an economy that extracts value from us and from the planet to one that's designed from day one to serve us and our needs. Okay, so the absolute core of their big idea is this, a dual economy model. It uses 2 different kinds of DAOs. And if you're not familiar, just think of a DAO as an organization that's owned by its members and runs automatically on code, super transparent. You've got the welfare economy on one side, which uses nonprofit DAOs for all the essential stuff. Then on the other side, you have the innovation economy, which uses for-profit DAOs to fuel new ideas and businesses. But the real magic is how these 2 completely different systems are designed to feed into each other. So that all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? What powers this whole dual economy? Well, the entire engine runs on 2 totally different kinds of digital tokens. First up is a token they call SOV, and you can think of this as the lifeblood of that whole welfare economy side. Now here's the kicker, the most important rule. You can't buy it, you can't sell it, you can't trade it. The only way to get it is to earn it by contributing to the network. And that one simple rule completely changes the game. It stops being a speculative thing you gamble on and becomes a real measure of your contribution to society. So what do you do with SOV once you've earned it? Well, it's got 4 main jobs. It's the currency you get paid in for universal basic income. You also stake it, which is kind of like putting down a deposit to get access to essential services like healthcare or education. It's also what you use to vote on how the whole network is run. And finally, it's designed to be super stable, acting like the financial bedrock for the entire system. All right, the second token is called ZHTP. If SOV is the heart of the social system, think of ZHTP as the backbone of the technical infrastructure. This is what powers a citizen-owned and operated internet. So by sharing a little bit of your phone or computer's spare storage or bandwidth, you earn ZHTP. And in doing so, you're helping to build this massive decentralized network that gives everyone free internet access. It's a really clever way to turn everyday users into actual owners of the infrastructure. And that brings us to the innovation economy, and honestly, what might be the most mind-blowing idea in this entire paper. What they call a people-owned stock market. Check this out, it's actually super simple. Step 1, a new business joins the network. Step 2, it has to contribute a tiny slice of its ownership, like 1 to 5% of its tokens, to a central pot, the sovereign treasury. Then, as that business grows and succeeds, the value of the whole treasury goes up. And here's the final step. That value gets automatically paid out to every single citizen as part of their universal basic income. So everybody gets a piece of the pie. Prosperity is shared by design, not just by luck. Okay, so we've got this incredible economic engine, right? But what stops it from getting corrupted? Or what stops some powerful group from just changing the rules later on? Well, the answer is in how it's governed. And it's a huge shift away from political promises and toward programmable mathematical guarantees. The whole idea here is that the network is a constitutional democracy. But your fundamental rights, they aren't just written down in a dusty old document somewhere. No, they are literally embedded into the code of the network itself. They're not just promises, they're mathematical certainties. And this chart does a great job of showing the difference. In the systems we have now, rights are based on laws, which are enforced by big institutions, and they can be changed by politicians. But in the sovereign network model, rights are based on cryptographic code. They're enforced automatically by smart contracts. And the only way to change them is with a supermajority vote from every single citizen. It's a completely different power structure. So, what are these rights that are literally baked into the code? We're talking about the right to universal basic income, the right to total privacy for your data, the right to access essential services, the right to have a say in how things are run, and even the right to pack up your stuff and leave the network with all your assets anytime you want. Again, these aren't just hopeful goals. They're designed to be non-negotiable features of the system itself. So let's step back for a second. When you put all of these pieces together, the dual economy, those two unique tokens, the governance that's based on code, what does this future actually look like? What's the endgame here? What's the vision? Well, the white paper promises 4 huge transformations. You get universal economic security, which means UBI and essential services are a right, not some form of charity. You get shared prosperity because everyone, by design, benefits when the economy does well. You get democratic innovation, where the market actually serves the people, not just the people with capital. And finally, you get technological sovereignty, where we, the people, actually own the digital rails our lives run on. And this quote really says it all, doesn't it? It's about building the world's first truly democratic economy, one where prosperity is shared by design, not just by chance. It's about changing the system's default setting from extraction to shared success. And all of this, of course, leaves us with one gigantic question. The sovereign network is this incredibly bold, detailed vision. But man, it challenges just about everything we assume about how economics and society are supposed to work. So the real question is, could a society truly be run by code? And what would that even mean for us? It's a heck of a thing to think about.